Okay, YouTube, I'm getting a little bit of a late start on my treasure hunting, but I'm in my RV right now. This is where I'm camping at. Check out this view. It's awesome. I'm going to be diving these swimming holes on this river using my metal detector looking for treasures. They've had some rains, but it looks like the water's starting to clear up. It's going to be plenty clear enough for scuba diving and metal detecting. I don't have to see very far with the metal detector. Shoot, with my polarized glasses, I can see all the way to the bottom of that thing. So it's clearing up nice. And believe it or not, this is free camping. I've already got my camper set up. My parents are going to be here shortly. They're on their way. They've probably already entered the recreation area. So I'm supposed to stay from Wednesday to probably leaving out Friday morning, but this is so freaking nice. And it's almost October, so the temperatures have ebbed off a little bit. These next few days, it's still going to be in the 90s, but it's not bad. At nighttime, it's going to be fairly cool, and that water is real cool. In fact, I think somewhere at the end of October, beginning of November, that's when they stock this with trout. So this stream gets really cold. But right now, it's just really cool. So anyways, I'm gonna wait for my parents to get here. We'll probably take a swim, eat lunch, sit and visit and enjoy each other's company. And then I'll put on the scuba gear and I'll get down in this hole and check it out, see what I can find. I have found one ring, old ring in this swimming hole once before. But there's another swimming hole on down further that I really want to check out. I've never checked it out before, but somebody's there with a whole pack of dogs. So I'm going to have to wait and see when they leave. They're just in an SUV, so I think they're just there for the day. All right, we just had lunch. Mom and Dad are heading down to the creek there. Find a nice setting spot under the shade tree. I've got my metal detector out and the scuba gear rigged up, and I'm fixing to hike down there myself. So shortly after this, I'll be switching over to the GoPro. Ooh, this water is cold. All right, I wasn't down there too long. I was starting to get cold, and it's murky. A lot of sediment on the very bottom. Anyways, pop bottle lids, always lead weight sinkers, stuff of that nature. A couple of fishing lures, a couple of coins. Looks like a nickel, a penny, and a dime. Some forceps, I think they call them. And then I got on the board with that jewel right there. Mom already took a look at it, and has a new 925 emblem on it. And so she sat down there while I was getting all my scuba gear off, and she started polishing it up a little bit. But I've got my diamond tester, so I'm going to go down there and test it in front of them, see how it tests out. Already a ring. Well, it's definitely not diamonds. Oh well. All right, I've got my scuba gear all loaded up, and I am at the next site. So I drove upstream to Campground 1. This is where I was at last year that I went searching. This is the primary swimming hole. This is the main one everybody goes to. There's a large parking lot just down the road from here. People hang out on that big rock there. They also hit this rope swing here into the water. That's a must. And a lot of people like to hang out at the waterfalls over there. So lots of potential here. All right, well, it's 4 o'clock, so I need to be getting after it. Sun's already starting to ease over, and I'm gonna be losing daylight. So I need to get out here and get in the water. All right, in the water, good to go. All right, I'm changing tanks. Nothing at that rope swing, just a couple of coins and a bunch of junk aluminum. Tank's empty, time to put another one on. Whew. It was in the 90s today, and I'm in danger of catching hypothermia. That water is so cold, and I have spent so much time down in there. So, GoPro messed up again. You didn't miss anything though. It was just a bunch of junk. A bunch of bottle caps, a pair of goggles. I think there was 1 or 2 coins, maybe 1 or 2 coins. But for the most part, it was fishing, a lot of fishing lures and lead weights. Just junk. So I got some lead off the bottom of the river, so I guess that's a good thing. Whew. I've got to get warmed up though. I am seriously cold. I'm gonna head back to camp and probably heat up some dinner and sit back and watch the waterfall, because it is gorgeous over there at my campsite. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go to that camp, and if the lady's there, then I'm gonna go down to a parking lot not far from the camp, and then I'm gonna swim upstream to that set of waterfalls, and I'm gonna scuba dive that sucker. One way or another, I'm getting in there. So anyways, time to go warm up. All right, I'm back in camp. I am still shaking. Man, I got seriously cold. I'm gonna fix me some cheddar brats, and I don't know what it is about being super cold. I decided some hash browns sounded really good also, so I'm making a big old batch of hash browns. Whew, get this cooked up so I can get some warm food in me. All right, it's done. Time to eat. And that's my view. All right, I feel better after getting something to eat. Not gonna get much of a sunset, but I'm not complaining. Beautiful evening. All right, it's the next morning. Sun's not up good, so I don't have good visibility in the water. So I'll probably go jogging this morning. Might even run into town, get a few supplies. And then I'll come back and hopefully that campsite's vacant. If it's not, no big deal. So anyways, time to start the morning. All right, I just finished my jog down the road. The lady is still there, she's camping. I guess she's just sleeping in her SUV with her dogs. The parking spot downstream is also taken by somebody else. They came in early this morning, probably down there fishing. Sun still hasn't hit the water yet, so it's still early. So I'm probably gonna run in town, get a few supplies, and then I'll come back and figure out my next game plan. It's more than likely gonna park at the spot where the fisherman is, maybe, hopefully he's gone. I'm gonna have to figure out a good game plan and figure out a way that I can do so without disturbing anybody. Okay, supplies have been picked up. All right, I've decided to cook outside today. This cuts down on the heat inside the camper. It's already gonna get like 90-some degrees today. And also it cuts down on the cooking smells in there. So this works out really good. A hot plate outside. I've got my hash browns going. I've got some wild hog sausage that I made up. And then I've got some eggs still sitting in the ice chest. I was running low on several necessities. Good news, bad news. The lady's still camping at the site that I was needing to go to, but that's okay. The gentleman that was fishing just downstream from her has gone. Got the generator running right now just to charge up the phone and camera batteries. I'm gonna cook some breakfast. Sun's getting up in the sky, so it's hitting the water. Here in the next hour, it's going to be hitting the water at a good angle, so I'll be able to see very well, or as well as the water will allow me. Water's not super clear down at this lower end. I noticed it's much clearer upstream by the low water bridge. Don't know why, but it is considerably clearer. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, sausage is looking good. Looks like the hash brown's about ready. Won't be long on the eggs. Those are some of my country eggs. My chickens have been producing pretty good for no more than I have. Let's see if we can do a little over easy. I don't like my whites running. bed down here in a little while after I get done eating. Woo! Look at that. Country breakfast. Yeah, that's some of my wild hog sausage and eggs from my chicken coop. It's not coming out real good. There we go. I bet it comes out now. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Plenty of pepper. I don't want to do that with the salt. Dang, almost did anyways. Alright. You have to ignore the zebra stripes in the background. That is not my style. But that's what I was given from the other half to put out here in the camper. Is what it is. Alright, so I'm going to enjoy this breakfast. Then I'm going to get around. I've already got the scuba gear loaded up in the pickup truck. I want to go down to that parking spot just up the road, gear up, and get out there in the water and see what I can find. I've got a sneaking suspicion that, considering I haven't ever searched that thing before, I'm probably going to find some stuff. Now, there's probably going to be a lot of lead because I haven't cleaned that hole out from fishing lures and fishing weights, so there's going to be a lot of that. So I'll try to film some of the stuff live. I won't be able to get it all because I'm sure there's going to be some debris that needs to be picked up. I've got a bag with me, so I clean up the river as I go through there, picking up tin cans and stuff that have been left down there in the water. I pick that up and bring it out with me, so I'm liable to have quite a bit of trash on this particular swimming hole. Everything pans out pretty good. Hopefully I'll come out with at least a pocket knife and maybe a ring. So we'll see what happens. I'm at the parking spot. This is probably just as well. That other site up there, that's an actual camping site. And for me to be scuba diving, I'm not going to be camping there, so it's probably a good idea that I don't park there and take up a camping site. Now the not so fun part. Getting all this gear out, put it together, and hike it down to the water. Whenever you're trying to search for stuff with metal detectors and trash bags and everything else, it turns into quite the production trying to get all that stuff down there. I'm going to switch over to the GoPro after this. I'm going to put this camcorder up in the truck and then hike through the woods a short distance down to the creek, and then I'm going to swim upstream up to the falls. I can hear the falls from here, but it's still about 150 yards swim from here. Falls are back behind me. Just doing a slow back kick all the way to the falls. Alright, this is a pretty large swimming hole. Got lots of area to cover. Anyways, I'm going to start out next to the falls and then work my way out into the swimming hole. Well, of course, my GoPro is going to mess up just as I find a knife down there. Found a crawfish, and right next to the crawfish was this knife. Okay, that dive is over with. I could have dove that area. A person could dive and probably burn a couple of tanks because it is a very large swimming hole. But did what I could until I ran out of air. Also, the GoPro messed up on me. Big shocker. I was half expecting it anyways. Here are the finds. No jewelry this go around. Bunch of trash, mystery aluminum pieces, and I don't know what this is. It actually looks kind of like brassy looking where it's been scratched. A couple of fishing lures. Lots of lead down there. I was actually surprised I didn't find more lead than this. Bottle caps. I don't know what this is. It says made in China. Stainless steel, but I got no idea what it is. It's heavy though. Thought this was a knife. I think it's just some kind of homemade weight of some sort. It's kind of heavy, but when I first pulled it out between the rocks, I thought I had a pocket knife, but no such luck. But I did luck out on this. Did find a, I think it says frost, or frost. I'll have to zoom in on that. I can't read it. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yeah, frost. Probably some kind of cheap pocket knife, I'm sure. That's about it. I've got one more full tank, and I got one other area that I want to go check out. It's upstream from the low water bridge. It's an area, it's a spot that I'll have to swim upstream to that one also. It's a long trudge, but it's pretty up there, and it might be worthwhile. I did forget to mention, got some tin cans in here. That'll all go in the trash. Looks like a bait, an old snorkel in there. Anyways, that's all trash. Well, I thought I could walk over to the falls, which is right there. This is the low water bridge. That's the falls. And I parked at the end of this parking lot, and there's a trail that comes over here, but it's a large body of water, and it's not even at the falls. I'd have to cross across that or through this mess. So it looks like my best bet is to go ahead and hike down to the low water bridge maybe, and then swim it, because I don't know that I want to cross all that mess. Dadgummit. Oh well, not going to be as easy as I thought. The water's quite a bit clearer over here. I don't know why, but it always is. Anyways, I've got those waterfalls to make way up there. Probably about 100 yards or so. Alright, here I am. Hopefully the GoPro will last. I'll just use it when I find something interesting. I'm wore out, got a headache. I breathed out 3 tanks, scuba tanks, and I am wore out. I'm ready to go back to camp and get something to eat. All right, the diving is over. I have drained 3 tanks completely. I just checked that one. I'm below 500 on that, but that's not a problem when you're scuba diving in 5 foot of water. All right, the finds. Pair of pliers, fishing pliers, a couple of pairs of sunglasses, several vapes, a whole bunch of lead as usual, set of keys, a bunch of spinner baits, a whole bunch of them. And down below the low water dam, or low water bridge rather, found a handful of coins. I got to really digging into the rock crevices, and I come across some coins. Yesterday I didn't find anything, but I started really getting down in the crevices. And back up underneath the waterfall, in a kind of a little tiny cavern, there was this pocket knife. I mean, the case and everything. Isn't that nice? And it's a buck. So we're gonna see if we can pull this out. Look at that. I bet that cleans up all right. Buck pocket knife. Boy, that's a weighty thing too. I'll clean this up and see how it looks. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. No jewelry, but still some interesting finds. That was a pretty good dive. I'll probably do a wrap-up video once I get everything cleaned up, because I think some of those items are going to clean up pretty good. It's late in the evening. I got out of the water somewhere around 6:30 something. I think I'm going to go off in these woods here and see if I can find some branches and do me a little campfire. I'd like to cook my brats. I'm kind of craving brats again tonight, and so I would like to have campfire cooked brats instead of skillet fried. Got me a weenie roasting stick, fine one. A little crooked, that's all right. Let that sun go down over the trees, and then I'm gonna start the campfire. Cook me up some brats with some chips, and then some of that chocolate cake I bought. I'm looking forward to that, because I burned some calories today. At least that's my excuse. Ooh, would you look at that? That's a fine meal. Got a little ketchup happy at one end, but that's okay. It's gonna be mighty fine. Oh, just finished my brats and chips. It was good. Now I got some Rocky Road. Yes, that is 2 pieces. Is it excessive? Yes, probably, but that's okay. Tomorrow I'm back on the wagon, eating right and staying healthy. I'll probably go down there at the creek and jump in the water before I go to bed, kind of cool off, because the temps up here don't cool off for a few hours. Oh, I still can't get over my view. It's awesome. But it's time to pack up. I'm out of air. I'm out of gas for the generator. And I'm out of water. I made a couple of rookie mistakes on my first solo boondocking camping trip, but easy fixes. I'll know better next time. Make sure I top off the generator gas, and make sure the camper is on level ground when I'm filling the freshwater tank. So I need to pack it up and head on back to reality. All right, it's finally time for me to do a wrap-up video. It's been a few days, but I've been busy working on some projects. That river was absolutely beautiful. It's basically a local swimming hole, so it's pretty slow in regaining its treasure. Not just a whole lot of people come from outside areas to swim in it, so it's slow on gathering stuff. But I still did okay. I'm probably gonna have to move the camera around a little bit so you can see everything. But this time I only came out of the river with 4 pairs of sunglasses. They're all cheapies, so I didn't work real hard on cleaning these up. There's something about that river that has some minerals in it. Minerals will stick to these objects, cling to them, and then form almost like a stone layer on top of the object that it clings to. And it is hard to get it cleaned off of there. Let's see if I can get you in a little closer. All right, now that I got you guys in a little closer where you can see a little better, got some forceps, set of keys. It had a lot of keys. Somebody regretted losing that. Pair of fishing pliers. These were actually seized up when I got them, but a little bit of that, what do they call that, PB Buster? Man, it freed these pliers up real fast. Then put a little bit of a lubrication oil on them, and they're back to working perfectly. Cheap pocket knife. I believe this is Frost Cutlery. Probably one of the cheapest knives that you can buy out there. These are the type knives that you pick up at a flea market for anywhere from $5 to $10. So it's pretty cheap, but has a nice locking sound to it, so it's still nice and solid. And I found a buck knife, buck pocket knife, 50-year anniversary. I think it said Boone & Crockett on the blade. Very nice knife. I believe the wood is diamond black ebony, I think is what it's called on the internet. So it's got a nice click to it, solid blade. Of course, it's a buck knife, so you expect it to be good. Still has a very nice edge on it too. I don't know how long it's been down there, but I had to remove a lot of that mineral caking on this blade, and it still needs some work done to it, but I'll get it polished up here before long. 28 small lures. Some of them not so small, most of them are trout lures, but there is 28 lures in this bowl. Weights, lead fishing weights, right at or real close to 2 pounds of lead weights that I pulled up out of the river. That stuff needed to come off the river anyways. And this is the trash. OU hat, architectural and engineering services hat. A lot of trash, vapes, aluminum cans. Chloe wants to check it out too. Snorkel, goggles, all that kind of stuff. Just a bunch of trash. The coins, all the coins are clad. None of them dated any further back than 1991. So the best find was this 5-stone ring. As you saw, we already tested it, and it's a cubic is what it is. It just barely moved the meter. The ring itself is sterling silver. It's stamped 925 in there. And pretty ring. You can get these online anywhere from, depending on who you buy them from, for $50 to $150. So between that and my buck knife, I'm going to consider it a win. That's a pretty good trip. I really enjoyed it, and as you saw, it's an absolutely gorgeous location. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.